Hey everybody, welcome back. Thank you for joining today. Today I'm going to do a tour of my new base in Enshrouded. Not really new, but I've been working on it little by little over the last couple months. So I just want to show you guys around. And then in future videos I am going to do some more building in this area. So my new base is up in the Albaneve Summits at a location called Bittermelt Lake. I put down actually a series of 3 of the flame altars to make an expanded area that kind of interconnects. Gonna fly over here to the mountains and get a better view of it, but if we look at the map, Bittermelt Lake is way up in the top right hand corner of your map. It's in the new Albaneve Summits area to the left of Howling Peak. These 3 here are all part of my new base. So I have them, the flame is maxed out and the building area maxed out, so I have a much larger area. So I'm gonna fly over here to the mountains so you guys can get a better view of what it looks like before we dive in and do a tour. This is a really cool area because you have the nice evergreen trees, pine trees, you have the mountains, you have the granite, you have some snow in the area, but I really don't get snow on my base. I do get rain. So this is Bittermelt Lake, and I've actually terraformed it quite heavily. It was a smaller little island in the middle of the lake, much rockier and higher. So the island itself was as high as the tall tower on the back of the middle house here. I flattened it down so it would be better for building on. And then also over here on the left hand side, you can see I took sand, which we gather in, the Kindle Waste desert area, and I put that there. I also put in ice in some spots. So let's go on down and we'll take a little tour of the island. I really like how it's turning out. Definitely not done. It's still a work in progress. Kind of go back to it when I am tapped out on doing quests. So this is a bridge. I do want to eventually upgrade it. I actually started building this before they introduced the railing, which you see around here on the house. See that nice wood railing? They didn't have that when I first started building this, and now they do. So at some point I'm going to craft more of it and upgrade the railing on these bridges. Right now they just look like posts, and if there was rope I would have put rope between them, but that's not yet a feature in Enshrouded. Maybe in the future. So it would look like a real dock if we had done that. So this is the first house. This was actually the subject of one of my previous videos, a Chinese Lunar New Year house. This is with the highly polished stone, and this is one of the Chinese Lunar New Year doors that you get with the new character. So we'll walk in. This is the house. It's a 2-story house I did with elongated windows. Got the Chinese Lunar New Year weapons that you collect through the quests, as well as some of the special flowers. Because of the snake theme, or the serpent, I picked those artworks to put in here. I also went with some of the red and stone furniture because I wanted the red color scheme. So that's why you see I use that. This is the kitchen area, a bathroom. You can also see from the last update, we got the ability to put food out on these platters. So I set a nice table if you're gonna eat, and this is our new character. She's wearing an outfit. I have that outfit, but not wearing it currently. So that's the first floor. Oh, and this is some of the leather furniture that you can get, which is an upgrade from past, like, seating areas. Before I felt like they were lacking a bit. They were more uncomfortable looking benches, and now we have some nice plush couches, sofas, love seats, chairs. This is the upstairs. It's got a writing desk. These are some of the room dividers. It's actually like 4 of them that I put side by side. There are 3 different styles that you can choose from. And her bed. And our little cat who lives here. You can see that's one of the Chinese lanterns that you can also get by unlocking this character. There are also these elongated lanterns as well. Behind her home, I wanted to do a garden, but the climate doesn't really work super great for that, just because we're over a lake. I extended out some of the land here for more of like a flat, rocky area. This is the yellow glowing block, which looks really nice. Kind of has like a lantern style look to it. At night it has a nice like warm glow. This is a statue that you can get from the Lunar New Year series. So I thought that would look good in the like a little garden area here. And then here you can see I kind of pushed in some of the water area as well. So we have a nice little bridge going over it. And this concept here is like a greenhouse. It's a nice relaxing space to kind of look at the flowers and hang out. Put some lanterns in here for a nice glow. Since the climate wasn't really good for putting an outdoor garden, I kind of diverted to that. Got some grass behind here with flowers. And then this is some of the deer. A couple updates ago, we got the ability to collect animals and add them to our bases. One of the things with that is all of the animals need to have like a shelter, food, and a bed, and that includes the deer, even though outside of the base they run around, they don't have shelters, but if you add them to your base, if you take them in as pets, they need a shelter. So a little bit up the hill from the Lunar New Year house, I have built here. This is the farmer's house. And currently I have all of the main survivors, like the farmer, the hunter, and stuff, living with their assistants. My next goal is to build another base, so I can have all of the originals at one base and all the assistants at another, so they're not, all in one spot. So this is the inside of the farmer's house, the lower level. Got a kitchen, a dining room area, a living room area, nice fire. Upstairs, nothing really special, just a spot to sleep. We have a door, out back. And then right out back, they have like a little table area where they can sit and hang out. And then on this nice, field area where I plant crops. Rotate the different things that I have in here. Put the bee smokers there. Put a nice well here. And then right back here, it's kind of a little covered area where I put all of the seed beds in to grow all of the, seedlings. And then I will harvest the field and plant new seeds. Try to rotate what I put in here so I always have a good stock of things, because as it goes, it seems like whenever I need something, I don't have it. So now I'm trying to get better about that so I don't have to go out searching for it and wasting time. And if you just take a couple minutes, every time you play the game, to just plant a new crop, This fits quite a lot. I think the last time I put down 100 beets, 100 of this grapple plant, and then 5 each of pumpkins, saffron, and indigo. And I still have a little bit of space, but I'm making more seedlings back there. Right next to the farmer is the Hunter's Lodge. I did a video on this one as well, just the building process for it. So this is a little bit bigger of a facility. The farmer and the assistant, Fenrig, I think is his name, they like to wander in here a lot too. So it's kind of like a social area. Got a nice little table, fireplace, dining area. Back here is the kitchen, a bathroom. This little in-between room is for the dogs. The hunter has 2 dogs, and they kind of roam around the island. And then this is the hunter's working area. So we have this is where the loom where we make fabric, drying rack for drying fur. And this is a spinning machine. So here I make linen. And then this is the tanning station, make leather here. As you can see, I need to get more salt before I can make some of this antimony glands. So that is the Hunter's Lodge. There is an upstairs as well, if I can find my way back. So upstairs is up here, and this is just the sleeping quarters. There's a bed up here. You can see she's sleeping. It's getting kind of dark in here, so I'm assuming it's probably gonna get dark outside soon here. Behind the Hunter's Lodge, I have a nice little outdoor bonfire area where they can hang out. I gotta add another couple benches in here. And then behind that, we have where all the farm animals live. And right now, I'm gonna go sleep in a bed real quick to make the night go faster so I can continue our tour of the island. Okay, so now that daylight is back, let's go back up behind the Hunter's Lodge. This is getting a little bit cramped in here, and the animals are kind of repopulating very quickly. Here, this is the hop hare house. The little flightless redtails, or as I call them, chickens, like to go in there as well. The bunnies also like to go into their area. You can pick up eggs from these guys. Bunnies aren't really good for a whole lot, but you can get fur and lean meat out of them. The yaks will produce wool, and they repopulate very quickly. Over here are my goats, and I have 2 different kinds of goats. The white one, which is your standard goat, and then the brown ones are the frizzy goats. They both make milk, so you get regular goat milk and then frizzy goat milk from the frizzies. So these are all my animals so far, and you can see I had the deer. Their little house was not with them because they're not really farm animals, they're more like wild animals. So I have them down there. Oh yeah, here's my beehive for making honey. And then on the far side of my island, as you can see when I went to sleep down there, I have a beach house that I built. And here I expanded out the island, kind of flattened some of the stony area, and then put in some sand to make a beach. Because I really wanted to have a nice little beach area. Like, I like the rocky beaches, but I like the sandy beach too. I wanted more of like a luxurious beach house look. So this is the beach house. It's also made out of the highly polished stone. And then we go inside. Here we don't have the plush leather couches. I went for the nice green ones. Got a nice fireplace, dining area, and a kitchen. There's a dog that lives here too. Upstairs, if we go upstairs, there's a nice little bedroom. You can see she's sleeping. The bard lives here at this one. Thought this would be a good place for her. And then there's another little area up here, which is another bedroom. I have not assigned it to anybody yet. But if they add more characters to the game, there's another room where one of them can live. So that is that. If we go out... Oh, oops. I'm trying to figure out where I am. Okay, this is the front of the house. So if we go out the back, then... steps down to a nice patio area and a pool, covered pool area. Well, partially covered pool area. So on the patio, I have it set up nice little tables, and then I use the stone tables, stone chairs with the red on it. So I thought that kind of went with the look here. And then I used little roof material to make umbrellas over it. And I set it up to look like a birthday party to utilize some of the other things that we can craft. So right now it's set up for a birthday party. We've got milkshakes and like popcorn out for the snacks. We got some cake over here on the table, different cakes. A berry cake, a strawberry cake. This is the pool area. I made that out of the highly polished stone as well. These are sugar cane. I thought they looked more tropical and beachy. Of course, the pool is frozen because Enshrouded does not yet have liquid water available. Hoping that's something that we can get in the future. But you can make this kind of thing by either dragging in the ice from the lake using the rake tool, or if you just go out somewhere and, you know, take your pickaxe and chop up ice, and you go to your building area, you can put down ice blocks. This is the pool area. I put some of these sun loungers out here when I'm working on the island, you know, building new things. When it turns night, this is often where I run real quick to go sleep to make the night go faster. Just because it's easily accessible. And I don't need to kick any of the survivors out of their houses. Got these nice stone benches around, kind of like a real pool. Side tables with some different drinks. And I put down the coaster so I can put drinks out there. Put some snacks like fruit. And these are showers. You can take an outdoor shower before jumping in the pool or after being in the pool. I think it turned out pretty nice. And then out on the beach, I planted some of these palm trees in a few different spots. And then I picked up 2 of these guys as pets. And of course, will they roam in the Kindle Waste without houses? Here, once you take them in as pets, you gotta build them an actual house. And it looks like they finally had a baby. So there's a baby one. They don't seem that, I mean, this is the first I've seen, and I've had them for a few weeks. So it takes, I guess, a lot longer for them to have a baby, but the bunnies, the yaks, and the goats repopulate quickly. These guys must be a little bit slower. And since there's 3 of them now, I'm going to have to get another bed. So that is Bittermelt Lake the main island part of it that I put together. As I said, I put down 3 of the flame altars and connected them. And I built a bridge over the lake to the different areas. So if we look out back here, see over there on the shores a bunch of buildings. And then straight over here in the mountain, we have another building nestled inside of the mountains. So if we go straight, this is the collector's house. When I had the sky base, that's where I first housed him. Some of the other characters weren't very thrilled about him and make comments about him. They didn't want to live with him. So I thought, you know, this would be a really good spot to make a cool, like, Hollow Hall style building for him to live in. So this is the outside, a little entrance so you can see that it's here. Put out some pumpkins, and then I built a graveyard next to it. Terraformed this a bit because the mountain actually came out a little bit more over here and it was more rocky. I also pulled this land out a little bit because it was a little bit closer to the mountain. I wanted to have a little bit more space right here outside. These are some of the jack-o'-lanterns that you can get in various locations. The Hallows Eve decorations that the collector can make. So if we go inside, these are the large crypt doors. And this is the ectoplasm block, which looks really nice. It looks like a green stained glass, and I like the nice glow that it gives. So this I started building last week. Worked on it a little bit over a couple days. It's kind of still a work in progress. So there's not a whole lot of stuff in here. But that's the main entrance. If we go over here to the right, this is their main living quarters. A kitchen, which I have not finished yet. So there's a stove there, an eating area, a bedroom. This is the collector's bedroom.
Hi.
I also put the alchemist's assistant over here, and this is her bedroom. Again, not much in there. I just needed to find a spot to put her in the house, and those two seem to get along since, you know, they're both involved in magic and mystical things. And then this is a bathroom. And he does have a black cat that roams around the grounds. If we go to the left of the main entrance, this is like the workroom. So I have the ectoplasm presses in here. And I just like to get these going, creating stuff while I'm here. I'll make some more ectoplasm in case we need to make more blocks. Okay, so that's there. That's the workroom. This red marble hidden door kind of blends in with the wall. A collector's house would not be complete without a nice little crypt area. So we got some standing crypts. We have, you know, the raised one, and then this is the mausoleum. Didn't want to do like the hollow halls thing and have them, you know, the crypts everywhere, but I thought a nice little hidden room would be good for that. And I used the ectoplasm blocks in like the main hall area to give it some illumination. So it is pretty dark. The darkness of the hollow halls block makes it difficult to see without like a ton of lighting, and I didn't want to put these wall torches everywhere. This is a large crypt gate. I thought since we were inside, it would look cool to have a gate going into the next room. And I really haven't done anything with this room. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. But I wanted a room with a slightly higher ceiling so that I could utilize this chandelier. And then I collected all of the pieces for the Cyclops and completed that. I haven't put them all on here, but I needed an area to put that, so I thought, you know what, it goes along with the collector. Let's put it in this room, kind of on display. So the ground, it's a bit recessed because he's very tall, and I didn't feel like making the ceiling even taller than I already had. You can see this one is a little bit higher than the room prior, so it's very tall, very big. I'm not sure what else I'm going to put in this room, but for now it's kind of like a display room. I might, expand upon that concept in the future. So that is the collector's house. And if we run back up the bridge here, this will take us over here to the shore. Didn't really terraform too much over here, except for right around this flame, because I wanted to be able to walk over without having to climb up a ton. This is a very rocky and elevated beach area. I put a series of houses here, lakefront property, highly desirable, for some of my craftspeople. So this wooden house here, I thought wood was an appropriate material for the carpenter. Again, you can see I haven't really furnished their houses extensively. This will at some point become the living room, dining room, and kitchen areas. This is the workroom. So we have his tools and a table saw in here to make different things, as well as a workbench. All of my craftspeople, I also put a chest in there, just for the frequently used materials with them, or some of the things that I make with them and aren't using right away. So I have, a bunch of different furniture in here, as well as wood planks and other things, beds and stuff. When I decided to build up Bittermelt Lake as my new base, I disassembled a lot of my sky base and brought a lot of that over here and just threw it in a chest. So I don't make furniture for no reason, but it doesn't necessarily fit the new building style and decor over here. And this is his assistant, the carpenter's assistant. This is their bedroom. I just threw 2 beds in here. And upstairs up here is the attic area. I had at one point more items than I had magic chests to put them in. So this attic has become just a storage area for random furniture that needs a home. And when I get more time to work on some of the houses, I'll come here, grab some of it, and put them in those. But for now, it's in here. Another pro tip for you guys is this counts as furniture placed down. So it will increase the comfort levels on your base. So you can see mine's at 102. And these all add to that. So do with that what you like, but if you're looking for a way to easily boost your comfort, you can throw a bunch of furniture and stuff in one room and nobody will be the wiser. So this is the carpenter's house. Next door, not really any of the craftspeople. This is just a house that I assigned Hannah Reed and Mary Ann Reed. They're some of the lost souls or villagers that I collected. So this is their house. Again, I still need to do some more decorating. They got the start of a kitchen, a start of an eating area, and a bedroom. Better than nothing. Hello. And then next to them is this stone house. This is blacksmith's house. So the blacksmith and his daughter both live here. When we first enter, this is kind of like their little rudimentary dining area I think at some point I was going to make this into a bathroom. This is the workroom, so you can see we have a lot of stuff in here. The smelters, the forge. Currently, I think I have it making iron, and I need to get more coal to make more iron. We have the kiln, and in his chest I have glass, some bricks, different iron bars, copper, bronze, silver that I've had it make. As I collect stuff while I'm out there, I just visit each of my craftspeople, dump it in their things so they can start making things while I'm out there playing. A little work area and another chest, which I have more materials and bars and stuff in. And then they have a second level here, a nice little sleeping area. And they got a little balcony that they could look out over the lake on. Because if you have lakefront property, of course you want to have a view. Now again, I haven't finished this. I need to get either like a door on here or a window or something, and probably some like fencing around it. But right now it works. It's a good spot for them to live. This next door is just a big house that I built out of granite. I was just trying out some different building styles. So you can see it's got multiple levels. A nice big front porch. We go inside. Really, again, have not decorated this. The thought was that this would be a kitchen area. So it has like a little half wall or counter there, and then have some kind of like eating area over here, and then maybe a dining area over here, or not dining, like a couch type lounging area. And then this I was gonna make into a bathroom. Still missing all the windows and stuff. I need to figure out what I want to put in there, see if I have any that are already made, or make some more. And I think I need to craft a new torch. So again, I need to work on the lighting in here. It's very dark. The granite, if you build with granite, you need to have really good lighting because it's very dark. If you have these walls, like I do up here on this level, I have the interior walls. I use the highly polished stone to make it a little lighter and not as dark. That makes it look a little nicer. So here we got one bedroom. This was going to be a bathroom between, the two rooms. And then this is like the master bedroom. Also has like a nice little area where they can look out at the lake. And again, this one has lots of windows to look out of as well. And then we have a third floor attic area, which, I don't know, I put more beds up here. They're not really assigned to anybody yet. I imagine with future updates we might get more like lost souls and stuff that we could find. This is kind of like, I built this because I just wanted to try out different building styles, but also it's for the future I can move in new people. I still have some lost souls that I collected that I haven't housed yet, so I might bring them over here. So that is the front. Behind this front row of houses, I have two more houses. Over here, this wooden one. This is the Alchemist. You can see here's the map. There's the Alchemist. He has like a little area with the fireplace. I haven't really built him a kitchen or anything yet. Just I haven't gotten around to it. He has another walkway back to what I call his work area. So he has his lab, a fireplace to keep warm, and an alchemy station. and the mortar. And then behind that, which is into the mountain, built into the mountain, is just a storage facility. I had built this when I was disassembling my other base and was just dumping things in here that I brought over from the other base. So I do have a lot of random things in some of these. As you can see, they're not super organized right now. So that's what that room is. He has an upstairs, which is his sleeping quarters. He's got a desk and a bed. So if we go outside, and then this house, this one's made out of highly polished stone and granite roofs, and it has a granite base. This one is currently being used to house some of the lost souls. You can see here's one of them. I can't remember her name. Is it
Hello.
Gabrielle Fairburn? This is her house. I think another one lives in here. Yeah. So I started putting down, you know, their dining area, a kitchen area, living room, but need to get more furniture and stuff in here for them. They got a second floor. On the second floor we have a bathroom. This is a bedroom. And then we have another bedroom over here. Go up further, there's a third floor, which has kind of like a master bedroom suite. Got a nice bed, fireplace, a throne, and like a little bathroom area. I am gonna at some point put some walls or maybe some room dividers over there. And then they got a balcony to look out over the lake and over the little village. And I should probably put some railings around the stairs so you don't walk down into a hole. The bottom of the stairs, back on the first floor, there's a door that goes out to the back. And we have a nice little back porch area, which would be great for putting out some tables and chairs and, you know, outdoor living. And then the flame altar. I also put in some stairs here to go up the mountain easily, because there's an area up here that I like to get resources from. I'm going to need to get more of the conifer wood. Right up here, all I have to do is go up here and you can see there's a whole forest of them. Chop down some trees and get that. And it's a cool little view spot for looking over my whole little build. So there's the little island and the town. So I am by no means done working on this. It's just something I work on a little bit at a time when I have time or when I'm, you know, burnt out from doing quests. If you have any suggestions for any of the buildings that I showed you, any cool ideas for decor or other things I should build, let me know in the comments. I would love to be able to incorporate that and potentially even, you know, do a new video next time on that topic or subject. But thanks for checking this out today, and I will be back again soon with some more build with me videos or watch me build. Those seem to be some amongst the more popular ones that I've done, the building ones, and that is my favorite thing to do in this game. Alright, please make sure to leave a comment if and you have any suggestions. Thanks, guys.